Welcome to the Age of Aquarius. This is Amina, your survival guide in the Age of Aquarius. I hope you guys are doing well. My soul family, we're all connected. Okay, so let's start this with some very interesting energy and start this with letting go of the 3D holodeck. Just letting ourselves drift. Make sure you're breathing in through your nose, nice and slow. Out through the mouth. Exhaling all that negative energy that might have built up through the day. Hopefully that hasn't happened. But if it has, release it. Release all the trauma, all the expectations, and just be right here, right now. Wide open, as the cards suggest. And then just go into gently breathing in and out through your nose once you feel a release. Okay? All right. This reading that I'm preparing for you is for the 13th of May, 2023. And we're going to start it out with the key that we know we're supposed to launch from. That key is none other than 528 hertz. Frequency is green, just like the picture below it. So think about that green grounding energy. Deep breath in through the nose. Once you're totally released, gently out through the nose. And really relax. Try to free yourself from the confines of this time and space. Kind of just let yourself float. That way you can kind of release and really take in the information. We're going to start out with 528 hertz, but we're going to do something fun and interesting. I have my hertz program turned on here. Can you hear that? Hear that? 528 hertz on an app that you can do frequencies anywhere from 1 hertz to 22,000 on this particular app. And I'm going to turn it up a bit so you guys can hear it. I'll set it down here in front of me. And now we're going to triple up on 528 hertz. Okay, we got 2 of them here. Plus we're playing, I'll show you, we're playing 528 hertz. There you go. All right. I want you to listen to this. Let me activate both these forks. I just tinged them on each other. They're already starting. Okay. Do you hear that interesting oscillation? When you have 2 of them singing that frequency, hear that oscillation? The oscillation changes the more forks that are added at that frequency. Interesting, right? Now let's get both of them singing again. And we'll go back in there. Just really relax. And I recommend when you listen to my readings that you wear headphones or earbuds so that you can really relax and let yourself float out away from the matrix, so to speak. Okay? Here we go again. I call that pure magic. I hope you guys feel that energy. It's amazing. It's even more amazing when you actually have that power right in your hands. Now, for those of you that are new subs to the channel, welcome. Infinite gratitude for becoming part of the family. And infinite gratitude to those of you that have been along this journey with me and where it's headed, where my team is leading us. Let me remind you that my team is your team. Remember, we're all connected. And that means the ones speaking to me are part of your team too. So try to keep that in mind. Even if you may not be able to hear them, I certainly can. I've been hearing them since I was a small child, ever since I can remember, quite frankly. But my signal, my strength of my signal with them has gotten much stronger using 528 hertz. Anyway, heart chakra. This is the key of me. This frequency is called the miracle tone. It heals DNA. Our DNA has been very damaged by a lot of trauma and toxic energy, whether that's physically or mentally, doesn't matter. This clears it. Okay? Oh, all right. So, I have so much to teach you about this. And if you all have anything that you can teach me, I'm wide open to it. Please, by all means. I want to hear what you have to say too. Okay? Because how do we fix what's going on here? By listening. Okay? Listening to the notes, the frequencies. Okay? Anyway, in a playlist on this channel, for those that are new, there is a playlist called the Marion Method. In that video, I describe how you use one of these in a method that my team showed me. It combines this, water, and salt. And, of course, you. You are, and your DNA is, both receivers and transmitters. Okay? And you'll be amazed what kind of effect you get. Give it just 1 month. 7 treatments is what they told me, but I was noticing big changes by the 5th and 6th treatment using the Marion method. And the cycles of the moon. Interestingly enough, we have the moon here. Using the cycles of the moon, in 1 month's time, you can get in 7 treatments, right? 7 or 8, right? Depending, because you go with the moon flow, which is every 2.5, 3 days. The moon is in each astrological sign. Okay? And that's how this method works. And it immerses your entire body in that frequency. Not only that, but you're programming the water. That water goes out and touches the other waters and programs the other waters. What's interesting in the Sabian mysteries, there's a dove flying over troubled waters. What is that? Well, the planet and the water on it and in us, remember, as above, so below, as within, so without, has become traumatized and toxic in more ways than we can count. And our job is to clear that toxic energy, that trauma-based energy from our sphere, from our planet, from our bubble. See, we're in bubbles. So, using that Marion method, lots of benefits. I noticed much increased restfulness as far as sleep. It heals, it's called the miracle key. There's been studies done on healing DNA. Also, it lowers cortisol, which is the hormone in your body that's released by stress, which causes people to pack on pounds. Okay? So it lowers your cortisol. Ergo, you lose weight. It increases testosterone in the brain, which does what? Relieves anxiety. Okay? What else does it do? It increases oxytocin. That is your hormone in your body that makes you feel good and balanced. Okay? So this isn't just a physical cure. It's mind, body, soul. The whole shit and shebang. What a saying, right? Where did I get that? I think from my mother. That's just a phrase. Anyway, you get the gist. It covers the whole gambit in one fell swoop. Not only are you healing yourself, but you're healing the waters that you're in when you're doing the treatment, and you release those waters and they go connect to the rest of the waters. What is your body made of? Mostly, water and energy. Why do we use salt water? Because salt water is much more conductive. So it makes the treatments a lot more effective. Get the drift? You are a battery. Salt water, conductivity. Get where I'm going? Okay. Either that, if you don't understand where I'm going with that, try to trust. Okay? I know that's hard to do in this day and time. But having faith and being able to trust that you're going in the right direction, it'll ring true to you if you're in the right space. Okay? Anyway, so the Marion method, it's in a playlist. There's also other playlists with different frequencies, including 528 hertz, that has been double checked to make sure that it has that frequency in abundance inside the actual video. Okay? All you have to do is get one of those handy dandy apps that people use for tuning guitars. I don't care which one you pick, just pick one. And use that app to double check whether your frequency music you're listening to is indeed actually helping you or is just some sort of freakish placebo stuff. Some of it's actually been put out there to rabbit hole you. I call them oubliettes. It's where people get lost thinking they're doing something good for themselves or they found out some major piece of information, but it's actually a rabbit hole. It's an oubliette. It gets you stuck in holes, basically. Unfortunately, the system has tons of them. These are oubliettes, notice. being stuck in oubliettes. Anyway, using that Marion method, in the description box below this video, if you hit the more button, I think it is, if you're on a cell phone, more information. There is a link to Sacred Waves where you can acquire one of these handy dandy tuning forks of your own. And many other tuning forks and singing bowls and mandalas and all kinds of interesting fun stuff that they have there. Pendulums. Those are another thing that are tuned to frequencies. That's why they work. Why you think dowsing works. How come they can find water with a dowsing rod? Because it works. It's all about frequency and how the rods act when they get above water. Okay, because they pick up on the frequency under the ground. The water makes a sound. Everything is frequency, energy, sound, and light. Everything. Including you. So, this energy of this dove flying over troubled waters. Remember, the dove represents peace. It represents the Mari. It represents love. And with it flying over troubled waters, that feels like us healing the waters using peace and love, right? How do you overcome the demons? Peace and love. Okay? Also, walking a center path. Not service to self, which is egoic, which is part of the problem, the huge preponderance of the problem here. Everybody's operating out of ego. What can I get? Who do I have to step on to get it? Ba, 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 ba. You get the, message. And then there's the others that have been perpetual doormats. You may have done both. Let's put it this way. If you were born into this 3D yin-yang dimension, you've done both. You've either been a doormat to somebody or you've been narcissistic towards somebody. Most of you have done both things multiple times. If you were born here and took a breath, your ego is what keeps you alive. It's what makes babies cry so that they get their needs met. The thing is, when you evolve from childhood out, you're supposed to be taught how to balance your needs with others. Unfortunately, that balance is way out of whack. It's all about me, 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 me. My husband and I call them the memes. Egoic, big time. And we all do it. I've done it. My husband's done it. We've all done it. So it's not like anybody's being singled out because every dang one of you have done it. None of us are walking on water. At least not yet. We're trying though. Try to keep a sense of humor too, because you have to. This place is a topsy-turvy hot mess, and we got to fix it. Anyway, there's a link in the description to Sacred Waves where you can obtain these tuning forks that we're going to be working with on this channel. And also information on how to obtain a personal private reading from me and or coaching so that you can release this toxicity out of your system and how to go about that. Okay, so we're going to let the 528 play while I'm talking to you guys. Okay, just moving the energy around. You guys will hear me do that a lot when I'm getting ready to really dig into the energy on the cards and into the astrology. Right now, the moon has been in Aquarius. That's that reflection energy. That last reading I did showed the girl and the butterfly up in the air and reflecting, right? And being reflective. Very almost the Virgo hermit card. So a lot of Aquarius or people with heavy Aquarius placements have been in that mode, really reflecting about where they're headed. Because we have Mercury, the messenger, backing up towards the nodes, making sure we got the memo on which path we're supposed to be on and what our future holds. And what's really interesting right now is we've got Mars sandwiched between Venus and Black Moon Lilith. Tropically or Vedically, he's still sandwiched between the two. The light side and the dark side. Feeling probably trapped. That's that trapped fire energy behind the gate. Remember, I've been talking about that. Our fire energy being a bit crippled right now and not having as much fire available to us as we normally would. Sag has been holding up the fort for all of us. Remember, we all have that in our chart. Okay? You all have Aquarius in your chart. And all the other zodiac signs. Now, something really interesting. Now keep in mind, we got that trapped fire energy between the dark and the light. Got the double card here. No surprise, because of Mars being stuck between the two. Doesn't matter if you look at it tropically or Vedically, he's still in the same spot. And it doesn't matter if you're a male and a female, we're all feeling a bit stuck and trying to maintain the balance of our light and dark. Remember, this isn't about service to self, and it's not about service to others. It's about maintaining and walking a balance between the two. That is not an easy feat. But it is the straight line to your goal post. Okay? The quickest, easiest route is straight ahead. Okay? Veering off to the left or the right isn't going to serve what we need to do. We also, what's really interesting is happy birthday to Taurus and Aries. By the way, if you're born in this time frame, you're still Vedically in Aries, Taurus. Yes. For those of you that weren't aware of that. Okay? And any of you born during this time frame right now, you are also a cusper. So you are an Aries-Taurus cusp. Okay? It depends on if you're looking at it Vedically or tropically, whether you say Taurus-Aries cusp or Aries-Taurus cusp. As above, so below, yin-yang. Okay? The thing that's really fascinating is on the tropical charts that what we have coming up is Mercury is getting ready to go stationary on the 15th. And on the 16th, goes direct and starts moving forward again. Okay? The other thing that's really fascinating is on the 17th, Jupiter steps into, now this is tropically, Taurus. Right now, Vedically, it's in Aries. Okay? But tropically, it steps into Taurus. And Taurus is going to have a party. Now, Vedically, Aries is having a party because we've got Jupiter, the North Node, Mercury, Uranus, and the Sun in Aries right now. But tropically, come the 17th, all those will be in Taurus. Yeah. So, Earth energy, very grounding energy here. So it doesn't surprise me that we've got this listening and grounding energy of the elephant and the wisdom, right? past wisdom. Anyway, but the moon is tropically in Aquarius. All right. And it will move into Pisces on the 13th. Okay. It'll be in Pisces, which is your feet, toes, pineal gland. Ooh, interesting, right? Pineal gland. Remember, Aquarius is calf, ankle, shin, Achilles. And Vedically, it will be in Aquarius. Okay. So we're looking at Aquarius and Pisces right now for the moon energy. So those areas may be tender or extra, just a little extra for whatever reason, including your intuition, because we're looking at the pineal gland here. Okay. And the calf, ankle, shin, and Achilles, which represents the part of the body of Aquarius. So keep that in mind if you have any aches or pains or unusual things that happen in those particular areas. That could be. The other thing that you need to know is you're okay until the 18th for surgeries, procedures, and things like that, because we are under a waning moon where the light is backing off of the face of the moon. Okay. Heading into a new moon. Now, once the new moon hits, come the 19th, Friday the 19th, all bets off. Try to avoid any procedures or surgeries or anything like that. Okay. Once the 19th hits. Confirmation. Okay. Now, let's get into the reading itself. Shall we? Yes, we shall. 42, wide open, breaks down to a 6 for those of you into numerology. If you haven't checked it out, you should. Everything is interconnected. The numbers, the frequencies, the math, geometry. Yes, all connected. And us. Wide open. You are free to express your uniqueness to the world and share in all the bounties of life's endless possibilities. Upright. All manner of opportunities are presented to you at this time. The wide open card is a signal that you're able to truly manifest your dreams and that your goals are in sight. Don't remain small and contracted. Instead, expand your horizons beyond what you believe to be your limitations. You have a unique voice that needs to be expressed in the world. The universe is supportive of new ideas and approaches at this time. So speak up and speak out. This card is a sign of the maverick who freely roams the wide open space of possibility. Now remember, Uranus, the other ruler of Aquarius, is in Taurus, okay? And so the maverick, the rebel, grounded energy, okay? Grounding that rebel. Okay. Allow for greater vision to replace old ideas and the old establishment. You know, it's funny because you hear people say the powers that be. What? No. No, 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 no. They want nothing more than for you to use that verbiage because that gives them what? Your power. Because you just use the word power. The powers that be. What if you're the power that is? I just call it the old establishment. Old, outworn, outdated establishment that is no longer. Okay? You have to watch words. Words speak spells. Okay? You have to watch how you use them. Anyway, allow for a greater vision to replace old ideas as you dream a grander dream. Reversed. envy, jealousy. Now, this is old establishment. This is egoic, old establishment worldview. Here we go. Envy, jealousy, and possessiveness are character flaws to be careful of at this time. Remember the 7 deadly sins, the 7 of cups in the tarot. Gluttony, envy, jealousy, sloth, gluttony, the whole 9 yards. That's what the age of Pisces has been about. Me, 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 me. It's all about me. No, not anymore. It's about us, all of us. We. We're taking that M and turning it upside down to a W. It spells we, not me. Okay? You or someone else is closed off, unable to remain open to new ideas or intimacy. Heed the gentle warning that too tight a hold on what or who you love or what you aspire to will choke the life out of that which you desire. Literally. There's people that get so paranoid because they themselves would be cheaters. So they just know everybody else is. They just know it. Well, they do it next door, so I know everybody does, and I've done it. So that means my new boyfriend or my husband or my girlfriend or my partner in business is going to try to mess me over. When you cling on to something so tightly, you actually, and you have those thoughts, you'll actually manifest it. Is that what you want? Do you want to manifest that into your life? That's what you've been taught to do. Oh, well, all the other sheep jumped off that cliff. I should jump off that cliff too. They're all doing it. Hey, everybody cheats on their taxes. I should too. Because I should get mine too. Everybody else is doing it. Really? If that's how you're thinking, you're going to be stuck in the 3D holodeck for a very long time, for another yuga. Do you really want to go around on that monkey wheel again? I don't. Don't know about you guys, but I'm done with this monkey wheel. Okay. Heed the gentle warning that too tight a hold on what or who you love or what you aspire to will choke the life out of it, of that you desire. Open your heart and loosen your grip, for what is truly yours can never be withheld from you. It's your birthright. If another is shutting you down, let that person be. Don't try to force the door or their mind to open, because simply they may not be ready. My team tells me it's graduation time for 144,000 souls. That's what they're telling me. Graduation time. Who's going to make the cut, basically? Who gets a ticket out of the 3D holodeck, so to speak? Yeah. All right, 53. Listening. An open heart will hear the message. So basically, they're telling you that whatever message that you're trying to deliver, don't hold on to it too tightly. Just deliver it. And the ones that hear that frequency and they know the truth when they hear it, those are the ones that matter. The rest of them aren't ready. They're not ready to graduate. That's unfortunate, but it is the facts. All right, let's get into this. When this card appears, you're being reminded that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. Now is an occasion for listening. Pay attention not only to what is being spoken, but also to what is not being said at the moment, for the deeper message is not always obvious. Listen with your heart, not just your ears, and you'll find clarity. Receiving the listening card is a fortunate sign and ensures a greater understanding of your circumstances. And engage your Aquarius. Aquarius are people watchers, ever fascinated by the way people do things and act. Ever so much. And you'll find out more about what you need by just sitting there and observing, right? And being wide open, receptive to what's coming in. And what they're telling me, basically, is letting this frequency, using frequency and sound to heal yourselves, okay? In the reverse, for those who need to hear it, are you feeling that you're not being heard? That perhaps your needs aren't valid? That your song will go unsung? Now, it's funny because my team has told me we are the unsung heroes because we can literally heal everybody in this energy. It takes 144,000 people at the frequency of 528 hertz to do it, all singing the same song. They are the unsung heroes. Now is the time to bring your message to the world. Speak up. It's time for your voice to resound throughout your sphere. Those are the spheres of influence. This is a moment to say what you mean and ask for what you want. In the reversed position, listening has another meaning too. It also asks you if you're refusing to listen to someone else, preferring to hear what you want instead of what's being said. Man, I've experienced that. Have you guys? People just hearing what they want to hear from you, and they take that little tiny thing and they run with it, not bothering to hear what else you said, right? This is a time to get out of denial. Reverse this card always brings freedom if you heed its advice. Okay, the Devil card. Card 15. First time we've gotten this card out of this deck. And I think it's the first time we've gotten the listening card too, I believe. Pretty sure. And maybe even the wide open. It's interesting because the girl in the last one where you're the reflecting mirror, it's like she came up, she rose up and reflected with that butterfly. And now she sat back down on the ground, grounded, and just listening for what the energy, the frequency coming in here. Very fascinating. The Devil, recognizing your bondage. Yeah, what's tying you to the 3D holodeck? This image for me was one of the more difficult images to paint because the traditional imagery was so uncomfortable. I tried making my image not so uncomfortable and kept coming up empty of ideas. I finally realized that there was no way around this disturbing image and I had to embrace its shadow. I had to look deep inside myself to really understand the true meaning and the message of this key. This image is made to be frightening and disturbing for a reason. We need to be shocked enough to look at ourselves and where our devil might linger in our lives. After I got over my conflict, I realized how healing and shifting the devil key is. The devil's number is 15, the number of awakening the soul or true self and bringing forth light and love. as well as the combination of the numbers 10, which is perfection, and 5, which is humanity. Remember, Aquarius is about humanity, and we are in the age of Aquarius. The devil represents the vices of our physical and material world. He wants us to come to terms with our fears, weaknesses, and drawbacks. When we stop running from our demons and decide to confront them, we will stop being controlled by denial and our dark side. The devil is the guardian of the threshold. He holds you accountable for your actions. He also guides you through the darkness and brings you into the light. Some of us close our eyes or look away from evil in the world, thinking it will bypass us or just go away. The thing is, we all share the dark side, just as we all share the light. It is part of our spiritual makeup. We can't change the world overnight, but we can start with our own personal universe, our own little bubble right here, okay? Your own bubble. So it starts with healing yourself, okay? Using frequency. Okay. Devil spelled backwards is lived, Lived. Remember, Da Vinci wrote things backwards because he knew he was in an inverse universe. Everything's backwards here. The word devil backwards is lived. You can be an example to others by living life with vision and passion while keeping focused on highest good for the collective. Not the me, the we. Entertain yourself with a sense of humor during challenging lessons in life. Yeah, you got to keep your sense of humor, especially with the shenanigans of the holodeck, as I put it. If you keep your sense of humor about it, it'll go way easier, trust me. Okay? You can be a spiritual warrior who finds fortitude by coming to terms with memories of injustice from the past to the present, by facing, shifting, and neutralizing the charge of pain and anger to acceptance. When you can break the chains that hold you back, you are able to heal and move on. The devil is the collective shadow side, the unknown side of yourself that you are not comfortable with. Your instinctual survival side. That's the ego. Ego helps you survive. It's an instinct. You have to overcome it and balance it. Okay? That's what the temperance card is all about. When you are out of control in your life, or something or someone has control over you and pushes you beyond your boundaries, all kinds of reactions, behaviors, and feelings arise. Abuse, oppression, illusion, obsession, fear, hopelessness, and guilt are just a few. Feelings that take you away from your joy and the light. Remember what I told you, and you'll see that in the Marion method. I tell you, you need to get in receiving mode, which is pure joy. That means finding gratitude for something in your life. There's always something, no matter how dismal your life might seem or be, there's always something you can be grateful for. And if you can't find that, then you have no hope. Okay? Whether it be the perpetrator who inflicts pain onto his or her victim, or the victim who carries the pain, resentment, anger, and hate to another victim, these actions keep the energy cycling until one makes the choice to stop the spiraling of evil. The chains of evil come in many forms. One of the biggest lessons of the devil is to love yourself. Ask yourself, what chains are keeping you from self-love? When you stop loving yourself, you are pulled away from spirit and the light. You will feel separated and isolated, forever searching. The more you search away from spirit and the light, the more you go into the darkness. It is there you meet with your devil, but you then have a choice to be led back to the light or not. The devil key warns of over-attachment to material possessions, unhealthy behaviors, patterns, and addictions that can take over your life. But he also reminds you that you have free will to do anything you want. Do the work and release fear. Break the chains that hold you back. Aspire to the highest good for yourself and others. Live life fully with passion, which is your life force, a full heart, and respect for humanity, Mother Earth, and her creatures. Life will be good. Symbolism of the devil image. The dancer in this image is not a fully developed being. The dancer is androgynous and is experimenting with the light and the dark side while dancing with the serpent. In many cultures, dancing transforms one's consciousness to an altered state. Just look at the whirling dervish, for an example. The dancer's tail and furry legs represent one's animal instincts that still need to be tamed. The snake represents many things. It can be your kundalini that is out of control or in full spiritual creativity. The snake symbolizes transformation. Its red color is passion, but also spirituality. The kundalini lays hidden at one's base chakra, and when it is aroused and not in balance, it can take control of one's actions. The dance is very alluring and seductive between the dancer and the snake. The devil watches to see where he comes into play with his interaction. The chains represent the entanglements and bondage that we create in our lives through material and emotional wants and addictions. The heart represents love and acceptance of self and the great healing it brings. If we do not love ourselves, our choices become misguided reactions out of sync with the divine, and we become separated from spirit, losing a part of ourselves. In true self-love, we will find release from bondage. The serpent's tail in the core of the heart represents the passion and transformation that love can bring. The heart also represents the burning desire to reconnect with spirit. On the other hand, when the heart's desire is out of control, it can catapult one's actions into tunnel vision of bad choices. The man and the woman in the fiery circles represent the male and the female dualities of yourself, the intuitive spiritual, and the mind material. They are separated, lonely, and feel helpless because they are unable to reconnect. You need both aspects balanced to be fulfilled. You need to balance your polarities. The star in the world of the male and female represent the possibilities that await them if they choose to find their way to reconnection. The flame that shoots up between the fiery circles is the creative passion for living life at its fullest. In balance, it burns out any negativity and lets the light shine in. Or when it is out of balance, the flame fuels one's bondage into destructive vices and behaviors. You all know what those are, and you know what you do. Only you can fix it, nobody else. It's like, oh, I can save that person, I can go fix them. No, you can't. They have to save themselves. It's an inside job. That's what my team has always told me. They can't come in and save you because it's literally an inside job in every way. It's a choice that is played out in the world of materialism, in the devil's world. If you haven't realized where you're at, yeah, just think about the fallen. Who are they? The devil's bat wings sparkle with all the enticing material illusions that distract one off a spiritual path. The pentagram above the flame represents evolving human awareness as well as a grounded individual reaching up to the divine. The devil is transformative. And if you are able to see your dark side and move through it toward the light, the astrological aspect of the devil is Capricorn, the goat, a very steady, stable creature that lives in the heights of the mountains. Capricorn is disciplined and has created boundaries that he follows as he ascends to the top of the mountain. He is represented with his eyes closed in a meditative state, focusing on the enlightened path, the center path. His golden horns represent his creativity that flows into the universe. Capricorn's key words are, I utilize. The wolf howling at the moon represents learning to trust one's insights and discovering true freedom. Wide open, that wide open card, true freedom. He is the spirit teacher and the guide to help one find a new path. The full moon represents one's journey of passing through the dark side and ascending to illumination on the top of the mountain. The ravens represent bringing the darkness into the light. The Hebrew letter associated with the devil is ayin, meaning eye. The eye on the goat's forehead is the wajet eye and the eye of the moon. It symbolizes the power of light and was one of the most sacred and powerful protective amulets in ancient Egyptian times. Let me tell you something. Those Egyptians, it's funny because you'll hear these people that are supposed historians talking about the Egyptians like they're rudimentary idiots or something, because they were educated in schools that want you to believe that. They were highly, highly evolved, high technology, and they used what? Frequency and sound for everything, because they know that everything here is made of frequency and sound. Light and sound, right? Waves, energy, pulses. That's what you need to know. Everything. Okay. So there you go for the 13th. So TGIF to all of you. And Saturday the 13th, I hope you have a fantastic one. Hope you really take the words and the information that you were given today to heart. To heart. This is heart frequency. Take it to heart. You'll be amazed at your transformation. Anyway, have a really good one. More to come.